Most people think the stars are just decoration, a distant backdrop to their lives. But what if I told you that the sky you see isn't the real sky? That the brightest truths about who you are were hidden in plain sight, not by nature, but by design. For thousands of years, humanity navigated by a cosmic map. Then one day, that map was quietly folded away, and no one told you why. Look around, light everywhere, yet a hidden sky above you. How can a person feel infinite under a ceiling they can't even see? You were taught to trust artificial lights instead of forbidden stars, to accept a smaller story than the one written across the cosmos. That's why so many feel lost, restless, disconnected, not because something's wrong with them, but because something's missing from their field of vision. This isn't a story about astronomy. It's about you. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how ancient civilizations used the cosmic truth to orient their lives, and how you can reopen that connection inside yourself, even in the middle of a crowded city. Because once you see what was hidden, you'll never look at the night the same way again. There was a time when the night sky wasn't just decoration, it was a living map. People looked up and felt guided, not lost. Every constellation whispered stories, every movement of light carried meaning. Back then, humanity wasn't obsessed with controlling time, it flowed with it. They lived in harmony with a cosmic truth so natural that it didn't even need to be spoken, it was simply lived. You can almost imagine it, temples rising in perfect alignment with Sirius, celebrations timed to celestial rhythms. The ancients didn't stare at the stars, they listened to them. Somewhere deep down, that same memory still lingers in us, that instinct to look up and know. But as cities grew brighter, our inner light dimmed. We built towers to reach the heavens but forgot to understand them. It didn't happen overnight. The closing of the sky was gradual, wrapped in comfort, convenience, and control. Light pollution was just the physical layer of something deeper. Systems of belief began whispering that the stars were irrelevant, dangerous even. And when fear became easier to sell than freedom, people stopped asking questions. The forbidden stars remained above us, hidden in plain sight. Yet the sky was never truly closed, only covered. Like a truth buried under layers of noise. Every time someone feels that quiet pull to step outside, tilt their head, and breathe under the night, that old connection flickers again. Because even if they've tried to erase it, something inside us still remembers how to see. And maybe, that memory is exactly what they were afraid of. It's strange, isn't it? The stars are still there, shining the same way they did for our ancestors, but most people pass entire decades without really seeing them. That's no accident. When someone looks up and remembers their place in the cosmos, they stop feeling small. They realize the ordinary life they were sold is too narrow to contain their true potential. That's dangerous for any system built on keeping people predictable. The forbidden stars hold a mirror that reflects who we really are, infinite beings dressed as humans. But those in control can't profit from infinity, so they sold us limitation instead. They taught us to fear what we can't measure, to worship man-made ceilings, and to trust artificial light more than the hidden sky itself. Over time, the stars didn't fade, our awareness did. And that's how the cosmic truth slipped through the cracks. Think about it, how many cities do you know where you can see the Milky Way? How many schools teach kids to read the constellations as sacred language instead of trivia? When they dimmed the heavens, they dimmed imagination, too. Because a society disconnected from the stars forgets it ever had wings. And when people can't look up, they forget what it means to rise. Every now and then, though, someone rediscovers that spark, a child pointing out a star in awe, an adult catching their breath at a meteor streak. Those are not coincidences, they're awakenings. Small reminders that the hidden sky is still whispering. And soon, curiosity starts turning into rebellion, the kind that makes a person ask, what else have they kept from us? Long before telescopes, ancient civilizations knew the sky better than most modern scientists. The Dogon, for instance, mapped the invisible companion star of Sirius without any advanced equipment. How? The Mayans aligned entire cities to the movement of Venus with precision so exact, it baffles architects today. These people didn't guess, they remembered. Their connection to the forbidden stars wasn't intellectual, it was ancestral. They belonged to the cosmos. Egyptians built pyramids that mirrored Orion's belt, calling it the gateway of rebirth. The Vedic texts described celestial beings as teachers from distant worlds, guiding human evolution. These weren't just stories, they were encrypted blueprints, ways of remembering who we are. But when power shifted, their cosmic truth became inconvenient. So it was silenced, repackaged as mythology, and labeled superstition. Convenient, right? If you look closely, though, the evidence is still there, in the stones, the math, the sacred geometry. Why do ancient sites across continents align with the same star clusters? Why did civilizations with no contact share the same celestial myths? It's as if they were all part of one grand classroom under the same open sky. But someone decided humanity had learned too much. That knowledge had to be hidden, before it spread again. Maybe that's why those ruins still hum at night, why standing at Giza or Teotihuacan feels different. They're not just monuments, they're memory triggers. You don't just see them, they see you. And when you start to remember what they knew, something inside you shifts. You start wondering if those forbidden stars are calling you back to the classroom we once abandoned. When someone loses sight of the stars, something inside them quietly dims. It's not just about missing pretty lights in the sky, it's about losing a compass that once guided the soul. People start feeling like isolated dots instead of constellations. Depression, isolation, and identity crises sneak in, not because life got worse, but because the hidden sky became invisible, and with it, the sense of belonging to something vast. The human body responds to starlight just as it does to breath and water. Think of how you feel under a clear, dark night, calmer, sharper, more alive. That's no coincidence. It's your galactic memory waking up, cells remembering the cosmic truth they were born from. The ancients built rituals around this connection, we built ceilings instead. And without realizing it, we've been starving our inner world of the universe it craves. You can test this yourself. Step outside on a moonless night far from city lights, sit still, and just look up. Don't name constellations. Don't think. Just look. Within minutes, you'll feel a strange pull, like your heart knows the sky. That isn't imagination, it's reconnection. It's proof that even after centuries of forgetting, your inner circuitry for the forbidden stars still works. The more disconnected we are from the cosmos, the easier it is to feel small, powerless, and adrift. But each glimpse of starlight is like oxygen to the soul. It's not poetic fluff, it's a biological, spiritual, and emotional reset. And once you feel that reset, you can't help but start wondering, what else have we been missing, and how do we open the sky again from within? Reopening the sky isn't about escaping the world, it's about remembering it. The first step is intention. When you go out to stargaze, don't just look for beauty, look for memory. Take a deep breath, silence your thoughts, and imagine ancient maps lighting up above you, lines connecting your heart to the forbidden stars. This isn't fantasy, it's calibration. You're tuning your inner compass back to the hidden sky. Try this, find a quiet spot once a week, away from noise and screens. Bring a notebook. As you look up, write down the first words, images, or emotions that come to you. They might seem random at first, but over time, patterns appear. Those are your personal constellations, forming in your consciousness. You're not learning the cosmic truth, you're remembering it. That's how reconnection begins, with awareness, not information. Meditation helps, too. Visualize the crown of your head opening like a small telescope, drawing in starlight. Feel that energy moving through your body, realigning your breath with something greater. The ancients used breathwork for this exact reason, not as stress relief, but as a portal. They knew that every inhale was a conversation with the universe. When you breathe that way, you're not beneath the stars, you're made of them. And the more you practice, the more synchronicities start showing up, numbers repeating, dreams carrying cosmic symbols, coincidences turning into messages. It's not woo-woo stuff, it's your soul adjusting to a reopened frequency. Because when the sky opens inside you, the world outside begins to shift, too. And maybe that's when you'll realize, the stars never stopped speaking, we just stopped answering. When the sky opens inside you, life stops feeling like a straight line and starts feeling like a constellation. Suddenly, events don't seem random anymore, they're connected by invisible threads, like stars joined into shapes only you can see. You begin to move from routine to synchronicity, waking up at just the right time, meeting the right person, stumbling upon the exact book you needed. It feels like the forbidden stars are finally guiding your steps again. Dreams change, too. They stop being just chaotic fragments of the day and start becoming messages from the galactic field. People report dreaming of constellations, ancient symbols, even seeing the hidden sky as if it's a living map behind their eyelids. That's not escapism, it's your consciousness expanding to include what was always there. The cosmic truth starts weaving itself into your nights, not just your days. In this state, you don't feel like a stranger on Earth anymore. You walk with a quiet certainty of your origin and purpose, like someone carrying a secret they're not afraid to live. The stars stop being up there and start living in your story, your choices, your presence. And even in a crowded city under bright lights, you feel the connection humming under your skin. It's not about seeing stars with your eyes, it's about living them with your being. And here's the real shift, once you've seen again, no one can close the sky for you. No belief system, no light pollution, no control mechanism can erase what you've reawakened. The forbidden stars become part of your daily compass, shaping your reality from the inside out. And that's when the question emerges, what happens when more people start remembering at the same time? So now that you know the sky was never truly closed, what will you do with that knowledge? Will you keep walking beneath a fake ceiling, or will you start remembering the map written above you, and within you? Every night, the forbidden stars are waiting, whispering the same message, you were never disconnected. You were only distracted. Try this tonight, step outside, breathe, and look up like it's your first time. Let the hidden sky teach you what no screen ever could. Ask yourself, what if every dream, every coincidence, every flash of intuition is the cosmos trying to remind you of who you really are? And if that's true, what else might you be capable of? Your reconnection doesn't start with a telescope, it starts with awareness. The moment you decide to see again, the sky begins to open. So stay curious, stay awake, and keep listening to what the stars are saying. And if this message resonated with you, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications, because this is only the beginning. There's still so much more the cosmos wants to reveal.